With Star Wars Battlefront 2 seeing a massive resurgence as of late, I thought what better time than to jump in and attempt to get the Platinum Trophy. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. I am diving back into the game that started my YouTube journey, Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's right, the 2017 version has had a massive comeback over the last few months. Tons of players are flocking back to the game thanks to Andor plus a May 4th sale. So the last couple of months, the player count has significantly increased. And I thought this would be the perfect time to go and get the platinum for this game because previously it has been a little bit tricky considering some of the trophies you need to get from specific modes that no longer had a player base. So today's video, we are jumping in. I do already have 8 trophies on the board with this one. I will let you know as we go along which ones those are. But if you guys enjoy this type of video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And let me know down in the comments if you want more Platinum Trophy videos. I am trying to upload more consistently on this channel for the rest of the year. So if you have ideas for games you'd like to see me attempt to platinum, make sure you let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, jumping into the trophy list, we have a total of 2 gold trophies, 15 silver trophies, and 23 bronze trophies. Of course, 1 platinum, giving us a total of 41. There is also 3 DLC trophies if you are one to go for 100%. And this is pretty simple. You just have to play the 3 DLC campaign missions, which we will get to later on in the video as well. Now, starting off with the first trophy on this list, all we had to do was simply win a match of the game mode Galactic Assault. Galactic Assault is a large-scale game mode and probably one of the most popular and, in my opinion, my favorite game mode to play out of all of them. This is where you take a combination of infantry, heroes, ships, and a whole bunch of other reinforcements that you can use on the ground, and you combine them all into one giant match where you do have a linear objective where you pretty much just progress in a straight line through these objective points, trying to either defend or attack from the enemy's perspective. So this one's really fun, super easy. Just win a game of Galactic Assault and you have your first trophy. The second trophy that I was able to get was the Scoped trophy, which in multiplayer, you have to get 25 headshots with long blaster rifles. So this one, you can pretty much play the Scout class. You can just grab one of these sniper rifles and hit 25 headshots and you will be blessed with the Scoped trophy. Interestingly enough, this was like the second trophy that I got when I don't even main the sniper class, but still, at least it was nice and easy and we got that one out of the way early. Next up on the list for trophy number 3 is called Quick Strike. This one, again, another super simple one. You just have to be the first person on your team to defeat an enemy in a multiplayer match. So an easy way of doing this is playing as either the Assault class or the Specialist class and jumping into a game where you can pretty much just activate your middle ability. So your Vanguard, which is the Assault class's one, you get a speed boost so you can kind of run faster than the rest of your teammates straight up to the enemy line and grab a quick elimination, scoring yourself the Quick Strike trophy. Next up on the list is a job well done. A job well done comes from completing 25 multiplayer milestones. So when you do load into Battlefront 2, you will see you have a ton of milestones to complete. This can be everything from getting eliminations with a specific class or hero, or getting eliminations in certain ways as well, or maybe potentially getting enough score as a certain character in the game. This is going to be a really easy one. You'll just get this naturally by progressing through the game. So nothing too difficult here. I'm not too sure why they consider it a silver trophy. I would say this one's probably more of a bronze because if you play the game, you're just going to get this one anyway. The next couple are for just pretty much winning games of certain game modes. We have There Is No Such Thing as Luck, which is for winning an arcade match. Then you also have Heavy is the Hand, which is awarded for winning a game of Heroes vs Villains, which is exclusive hero character modes. And then you also have the Do or Do Not There Is No Try trophy, which was my next one. And that was for playing as all launch heroes in multiplayer. Now, the launch heroes, obviously, you don't have to play all the heroes in the game now because there have been a few added since the game released. So you just have to play with the core game heroes that are in the game. So you don't have to play with Finn. You don't have to play with Captain Phasma. You don't have to play with BB-8 or BB-9E. And I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan, Anakin, Dooku, and Grievous don't count either. So you can just pretty much play with those other couple of characters that are remaining on the list, and you'll get the Do or Do Not There Is No Try trophy. The next one I managed to tackle was called a Dominating Presence. Now, this one is, again, super easy to do. You can just boost this in every single multiplayer game that you do, and you'll get it pretty quickly. In multiplayer, you have to boost 100 allies with the Officer's Command, which is its middle ability. There's a few star cards that are going to help with this as well. And if you play game modes where a lot of your teammates spawn in close vicinity, you can pick these up 10 to 15 players at a time and get it done really quickly. This is where we start getting into a few of the trickier trophies, because these are the ones that I actually had to go back and earn after having the previous ones just from playing the game naturally. The Interceptor trophy, which is a bronze trophy, this one is awarded for getting 20 kill streaks with interceptor ships. Now, I'm not sure if this is 2 or 3 eliminations in a row. I believe it is 3 with the interceptor ships, but they're pretty good. When you play the Starfighter Assault mode, you're going to have more challenge actually finding a game of Starfighter Assault than completing this trophy once you get into the game. So keep that in mind. There's a few Starfighter Assault trophies on this list, and they're going to be the harder ones to actually just find games for. But there is one other trophy that might be a little bit more difficult than that. So again, the Interceptor, nothing crazy. You just have to worry about finding an actual game. The next one is There Has Been an Awakening. This is super simple. Just reach rank 25. If you want to speed this up, there is triple XP on Wednesdays and double XP over the weekend. So if you're playing during those times, you're going to increase the speed of getting to rank 25 by tenfold. This is going to make it so much easier for you guys as well. And ultimately, there is a trophy for getting to rank 50, which same thing applies. Play on Wednesdays or on the weekend, and it's going to go much faster. The next one is called Choose Your Path. Defeat 50 enemies in Heroes vs. Villains. Again, Heroes vs. Villains is one of the core game modes that the game released with. It's one of the more popular modes. It only requires 8 players. So again, most of the time, it's pretty easy to actually find yourself a lobby of Heroes vs. Villains, and you just have to get 50 eliminations. The next trophy is called We Are the Spark. Now, We Are the Spark, you have to defeat 500 enemies as a hero on any multiplayer map. This one, again, I will give you a piece of advice. The easiest way to do this is to jump into the co-op game modes. Yes, it doesn't technically come under the multiplayer menu, but the co-op eliminations do count towards this trophy, and it counts towards a lot of these trophies. So you'll see me using co-op to boost a lot of these trophies and do it much quicker than they should be. Since the inclusion of the co-op mode, this has made it so much easier. Heroes like Bosk and Iden that have area of effect abilities become extremely useful when looking at hallways, groups of enemies, objective points, and things like that, because you can pretty much just attack into those areas, keep your distance, use your area of effect abilities, and eliminate multiple enemies at a time, which makes it really, really handy in this mode. Again, another one for the co-op game mode. So in multiplayer, defeating 150 enemies with the heavy sentry gun is going to get you the sentry mode engaged trophy. Now, this one, again, it's a bronze trophy. It's much easier to do now because we have the co-op mode. Back when Battlefront 2 first came out, we did not have co-op. We didn't have the ability to farm levels or eliminations or anything like that. So now that you're going back to actually try and complete this platinum, it's going to be much easier for you with this one. Outbound Flight is a silver trophy, and this one is pretty simple. Just win a match of Starfighter Assault. Like I mentioned before, finding games of Starfighter Assault is the bigger challenge than actually winning a mode or doing any of the objectives inside it. So make sure you play during peak times. And again, when you're playing on those extra XP days like Wednesday and on the weekend, you're probably going to find it a little bit easier to actually find matches of this because people are trying to max out their Starfighters. Another one related for Starfighter Assault is defeating 25 objectives in Starfighter Assault. So if you destroy 25 objectives during this game mode, you will get the Ignore Your Instincts at Your Peril, which is a bronze trophy, and it's ultra rare, which is crazy because only 3.8% of players have actually earned this. And with how many people have actually played Battlefront 2 over the years, some of these Starfighter Assault trophies are still extremely rare because people struggle to find the game. So while it's hot, if you're thinking about platinuming this game, do it now. Next trophy is simply called Water Blast, and as you can probably guess, it's for winning a match of Blast. Nothing crazy here, but winning this one, it did actually award me a Galaxy at War trophy, but not before getting the Strike Back trophy, which was for winning a match of Strike. Doing these two previous trophies allowed me to get the Galaxy at War trophy, which was for winning one match in each multiplayer game mode. So as long as you're spreading across the modes and you're winning a game in each of them, I got really lucky with the Strike one because notoriously Strike is just a dead lobby every single time you load in. There's no one playing that mode Most people, if they want infantry warfare, they just go for blast, and nobody really plays strike. So again, I was really lucky with the resurgence. There was actually a lobby playing strike. I loaded into the game and we won almost immediately because the game was right near the end. So I kind of cheesed this trophy, which, you know, lucky for me, but I guess unlucky for you if you're trying to do this and strike is just not working out for you. So you might get lucky. Again, play on the extra XP days, you might get there. The next one is called Not All Miss. And trust me when I say this should not be a bronze trophy. This should be a silver trophy. In multiplayer, defeat 3 enemies within 1 Vanguard usage 5 times. Now, a few tips for this one. If you're using the Vanguard ability, use the star card that allows you to recharge the timer on the Vanguard every time you get an elimination. This will give you more time to find second and third enemies after you eliminate the first one, and that's really helpful when trying to do this. Now, this one I did try to do in co-op mode, but it was a little bit harder because I guess the AI enemies see you without actually seeing you, if that makes sense. They're programmed to just shoot at you when you get in the vicinity, whereas real players, you can hit a flank around, grab them and run around the back of the objective where they're sitting, eliminate 3 before they even turn around and see you. And I've done this one a couple of times as well. But it's not to say you can't do it in co-op, you probably can, but it was just easier getting them in multiplayer. Next up, the complete your training trophy is actually simple, but it's kind of boring. You have to complete all unique battle scenarios in the arcade mode. Now, you don't have to complete all of them on every difficulty. You just have to complete each of them once. They pretty much give you a bunch of arcade game modes where you're light side or dark side, and you have to play as a specific character and get some eliminations, do a couple of things inside each of those battle scenarios, and this trophy is yours. I don't think it is silver because you can pretty much do it at any difficulty level. You don't have to do the harder difficulties. This one only took me about 45 minutes, I think, to complete all of the battle scenarios. Now, moving back to the Starfighter ones, you can tell I took a little bit of a break from the Starfighter modes because I was just getting a little bit bored with them. There's a couple of trophies here that do actually take a lot of effort and a lot of planning and thinking out how you're going to do it. The first one is the Bomber. This is to defeat 50 enemies using dual proton torpedoes with the Bomber ship class. This can be really difficult because by the time you lock onto an enemy and fire your torpedoes at them and the torpedoes actually get close enough to connect, the enemies are doing all sorts of barrel rolls, flips, and all kinds of other things to avoid that missile. The advantage here is AI actually counts towards this trophy as well. So if you're playing Starfighter Assault and you know that you have to take out enemy bombers to complete an objective, you can use your dual proton torpedoes on those bombers that are AI, and they won't give you too much of a hard time with dodging. You just need to like take them down to enough HP that when the dual proton torpedoes connect, you actually eliminate that Starfighter. So again, a little bit more difficult. And like I said, this is probably one of the hardest ones in the game, along with the next trophy we're going to talk about. 0.6% of players have this trophy. So this is ultra rare to get this one. Not many people at all actually have it. So very few people have the platinum trophy because very few people are willing to put in time to get this trophy specifically, and also the next one we're going to talk about, which is called multitasking. Now, multitasking is for defeating 25 hero ships with fighter ships. Now, the fighter class is kind of your stock standard middle of the run starfighter that you're going to use. It's not super aggressive like the interceptor. It's not super heavy like the bomber. It's kind of halfway in between. And, you know, it's just kind of that all-rounder and that well-balanced kind of starfighter. Now, there used to be an easy way to do this when all the game modes were popular and populated. They had a mode called Hero Starfighters, which it's still in the game, but nobody actually uses it now, where you spawn in as a Hero Starfighter first, and then upon your first elimination and you get defeated for your first time, you have to spawn in as a regular Starfighter. So a fighter type, an interceptor type, or a bomber, and then you have to go after the enemy hero ships and try and destroy them as well. This used to be much easier in that mode, but because absolutely nobody is playing it, the simple way to do this is to jump into Starfighter Assault, again, if you can find a lobby of it, which can prove difficult at times. And if you do actually get into a game, just keep an eye on the leaderboard as to which enemies have the hero starfighters, and then you can have a look for their names as you're flying around and pretty much just make a beeline towards them and target them every single time you respawn. So this is going to give you the best chance to do that. It's super annoying. It takes a lot of time, and I wish you luck if you do attempt to do this. Next up, we jumped into a bunch of the campaign mode. We pretty much played the campaign start to finish from here. So all of these trophies that you're going to see coming up are from the campaign, and they are the most common trophies in Battlefront 2. In the Battlefront 2 campaign, you play as Iden Versio, who is the commander of Inferno Squad. They're basically a special forces version of stormtroopers that are called in for top secret missions that need to be performed when the Empire needs something done. Now, Inferno Squad is actually on the forest moon of Endor when the Death Star does get destroyed, and they watch it explode from the moon. This is absolutely crazy to see in the game. It's a really cool scene. And as a game, I remember when this came out and everyone used to roast the campaign, but going back years later and playing it now, graphically, I think it is absolutely gorgeous. The cutscenes look incredible. And on top of that, like, you really get a feel for the Star Wars universe. I'm not going to spoil the story with this, but there are a ton of other players or characters that you play as well, not just Iden. And some of them are your favorite heroes from the game too. So the trophies we ended up getting from the campaign are called the Cleaner, the Battle of Endor, the Dauntless, the Observatory, Master of Deception, which is actually a missable trophy. So for this one in the campaign, you have to eliminate a scout trooper with Iden's melee takedown. I performed this on the Vardos map, which is really easy to do because you can actually perform this on scout troopers at that point. The next mission was called the Storm, then the Outcasts, then Royalty. Then the next mission was called General Distress, Undercovered Skies, Cash Grab, and then another missable trophy, which is in the campaign, destroy 8 starfighters in the skies of Jakku. I say missable, but it's not really missable because you kind of have to do it as part of the mission, but it's not directly tied to completing a mission inside the campaign. After you complete that, you will finish the Battle of Jakku quest, which will get you that bronze trophy. And then you will complete the Until Ashes trophy, which is another mission, discoveries, and then using the droid, which is ID 10, to shock 3 enemies at once. Again, another missable one that you can just go back and do through chapter select if you don't get it the first time round. And then the final one inside the campaign, which is called Balance Point. This is for eliminating 5 enemies at once using the Barrage ability inside the campaign. If you don't know how to do this, there are chests or crates around the map during the campaign mode. You can find the Barrage and pick it up. And then you just have to wait for a bunch of enemies to kind of crowd together and shoot the 3 barrage shots at them. And once they do explode, hopefully you eliminate 5 players from that. And then you'll get yourself the trophy called Balance Point. Now, once this was finished, I was pretty much at the 35-hour mark, maybe 40-hour mark. And the platinum for this game is estimated 60 to 70 hours. And I thought, perfect, I'm going to be so far ahead. I'm going to finish this well under time. It's not going to take me 60 to 70 hours. I've only taken 40 so far, and all I have left to do is reach rank 50. Well, of course, I was wrong. I didn't have much time to play during the triple XP or double XP days because I was busy with my day job and doing a bunch of other things on the weekend. So I didn't get a ton of time to play during these extra XP events. So I was just sat there grinding and grinding and grinding away to get to rank 50. It probably took me another 20 to 30 hours just to reach rank 50. And that's by playing co-op mode over and over and over again, which again is really boring, but it is the quickest way to gain XP towards your rank. So this one, I definitely suggest doing on the Wednesday and the Saturday, Sunday, because if you can just play it as much as possible on a Wednesday with triple XP, you can get sort of 150,000 XP every single time you complete a match, or at least most of the time, somewhere between 100 to 150,000 with the triple XP. Whereas some matches, when you have no triple XP, no double XP, you're looking at like 20 to 30,000. So ranks only take about 200 to 250,000 XP to get yourself up to the next rank. So you can do them really quickly if you've got that triple XP. It's like 2 rounds of co-op. So this was the final trophy that I needed, the gold trophy that then allowed me to get the platinum trophy for Star Wars Battlefront 2. And what a journey it was. It's crazy that I have been playing this game for nearly 8 years now, and I've only just gotten the platinum trophy. I started this game on PlayStation 4 back in the day, and you might see it in the background behind me here. I actually have the Star Wars Battlefront 2 PS4 up on the wall here, which is absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys can actually see it behind the Vader helmet there, but this game takes me back to how good of a game it was. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't good at launch. I will tell you that. It was really bad at launch, but it became really good over the years. So if you're one of those people that played it when it first came out, and then you went away from it because of the microtransactions and the bad media and the bad reviews and all the rest of those kind of things, definitely jump back in and give it a shot. Even if you're not going for the platinum, it's a fun game, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in for another one. Leave a comment what video you'd like to see next for the platinum list, and I will get onto that as soon as possible. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.